Good evening, people. It's me, Courtney. I'm back again with another video, and we're just gonna touch upon another section of my book, How to Survive in Babylon. This section is about healing, and we're just gonna talk about love. Now, when I say I'm gonna talk about love, I'm not talking about loving someone else. I'm not gonna talk about love from an angle of fantasy. I'm talking about love for oneself, So before I get started here, let me just read just a few sentences of this section of love that's in chapter 6, which is a part of the healing process, because one has to heal in Babylon. In order to survive and thrive, one has to go through the healing process. So let me start here. To let go of any anger, hate, or grudges in your heart. The best way to combat these feelings is with love. This means having enough love for yourself not to burden your heart with toxic emotions. So, think about a time in your life when somebody has done something to you, something that really hurt you, right? And just think about a time, or even now, if you're still holding on to that pain, where you're holding on to something that somebody has done to you, maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, maybe a few months ago, and you're holding onto that pain, which is, burdening your heart, right? And you're saying, you say things like, I will never forgive that person. I will never forgive those people for what they've done to me. Now, just think about when you're holding on to all that pain, hate, and grudge for what someone's done to you. Think about the damage that's doing to you. Because think about it like this. You're holding on to what somebody has done to you years ago, and that person's probably moved on. They've probably moved on, as they say today, living their best life, right? And you're still over here holding on to something that happened to you some time ago, and you're holding on to that burden on your heart, and you're waking up every day carrying that weight on your heart. Now just ask yourself, what benefit do you gain holding on to such pain, toxicity, anger, and grudge in your heart? Where is the winning angle there for you? Where is the winning path for you on that when you're holding on to such pain? Well, the answer to that is there is no winning path when you're holding on to all that pain and anger and hurt. You see, there's no winning angle there. When you're living in a society like this, Babylon, aka modern day Western society, one of the ways to rise and thrive is to, sort of walk around with a light heart. When your heart is heavy of anger, pain, and darkness, and bitterness and grudge, you're going to struggle in Babylon. You're going to struggle in Babylon because in order to get through and rise in Babylon, one doesn't want to carry too much baggage. You see, one does not want to carry too much baggage, right? Just think about, for example, if you're going on holiday, and let's say you've got, let's say you've got, a lot of, this is just an example. This is not reality. This is just me giving you a scenario. Just think about you're carrying luggage that is very heavy, right? And let's say, it's too heavy to carry, and you're trying to carry that all on your own. How far are you going to get with that luggage? Just think about it. Think about how heavy that luggage is. You're trying to carry that luggage all on your own, and you've got no one there to help you carry that luggage. Just think about how you're going to struggle when you're walking around with that luggage anywhere you go. You're going to struggle with it because it's too heavy, right? So you're going to need somebody there with you to sort of help you carry that luggage, so you can manage, so you can get to where you need to go, so you can get to that destination and finally put your luggage down. But if you're trying to carry an overload of luggage by yourself, that's obviously too heavy for you to carry, you're going to struggle. you're going to struggle with that luggage. So it's the same thing in life, where if you're carrying too much burden on your heart, it's gonna make you sick. This is how sometimes people get internal illnesses, because they're carrying too much pain on their hearts. This is serious. This can affect your health. This can affect your emotional health. How are you supposed to have healthy relationships with people? How are you supposed to have healthy relationships with yourself if you're carrying this burden of pain? Carrying it, not letting go, refusing to let it go, holding onto it, right? Like it's something you need. You see, you have to ask yourself. You got to ask yourself: do you love yourself enough to let go of the pain, the anger, the grudge, the bitterness? Right? Do you love yourself enough to let that go? To say enough is enough. I don't want to carry this burden of hate, bitterness, grudge. I don't want to carry those elements in my heart anymore. I don't want to carry no toxicity. I love myself too much to carry that burden. It's too heavy of a burden. Do you see? It's not worth carrying. And if you're still holding on to those elements of pain, right? What benefit are you gaining from it? What's it doing for your life? Just ask yourself that question. By holding on to such pain, toxicity, grudge, bitterness, what is that doing for you? How is that helping you in your life? Is it helping your life at all? Is it helping you? You know, how are you supposed to have a healthy relationship with other people if you're carrying such disdain in your heart? Just think about that. You know, if you're going to walk the earth with all that on your heart, that burden, I don't know how life is going to actually treat you at that point. You know, I don't know how you're going to get your rewards from life when you're carrying such disdain, because that kind of pain is going to come out in your relationship. It's going to come out in some form or shape. It's going to come out through your actions. You see, because, you know, sometimes in your subconscious thoughts, you know, there's a lot of you know, messages going on in your subconsciousness. If you're still holding on to, you know, burdens of the heart, you know, these are memories in your mind as well. And subconsciously you're going to behave in a certain manner due to what it is you're holding on to, right? So even if it's not on the consciousness of your mind at the forefront, it's at the back of your mind, it's on your subconsciousness somewhere, and then it's going to come to the forefront of your mind, and it's going to become a behavior, right? Because you're holding on to something. You're holding on to something that you cannot change. You know? Have you not thought to yourself, you know what have I learned from that experience? What is it that I can do better next time to not actually go through that experience again? And what have you learned from it? You know, and then the last thing is, do you love yourself enough to let go of that burden, that baggage that you're carrying on, that you're carrying inside your heart? Right? So this is about loving yourself enough to let go of all that baggage that your heart is, that you're very much currently carrying in your heart, and loving yourself enough to just let it go and just very much start again. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep moving forward with your life, you know, because it's not going to benefit you in the long term. So the key lesson here is to protect your heart with love. Protect your heart with love whenever you go through an experience that hurts, an experience that, you know, makes you upset, that can be even heartbreaking. The best way to get through that experience is to protect your heart with love, right? And that way you can sort of maneuver through Babylon with a good loving heart, okay? Because Babylon is very toxic. It's full of hate, full of chaos, full of grudge, bitterness, pain. And that's not really going to help you rise and thrive in Babylon. So the key element here is to protect your heart with love. Okay, and on that note, I'm going to end this video here, and I shall see you in the next video.